We are about to board the largest cruise ship in Europe and the ninth biggest in the world, because apparently size really does matter. Join us for a 7-night journey as we discover all this floating skyscraper has to offer. Spoiler alert, it's a lot. From a 12-deck high slide to a secret speakeasy bar tucked behind a London-style phone booth, maybe, since we need an invitation to get in. With that said, let's kick off our trip in Barcelona.
Hola, it's so nice to see you again. We are in Terminal H in the port of Barcelona and we're about to board MSC's biggest cruise ship, the World Europa.
After getting lost on our way to the port and calling an emergency Uber to make it on time, we were relieved that check-in went fast and smoothly. Walking up the gangway, our excitement multiplied tenfold as we got a closer look at our home for the next 168 hours. The MSC World Europa stretches 1,093 feet long, holds 6,762 passengers, and weighs 215,863 gross tons. That's the equivalent to 89,942,772,758 peanut M&Ms. A pretty random fact, but hey, you never know when that might come in handy. We boarded on deck 6, and it was love at first sight. The ship is stunning. We were told to head to our meeting point before going to our cabin to get that out of the way. We went up one deck to meeting point A at the theater, got scanned, and then found our way to cabin 18515, 9 decks above. This was just a quick stop to drop off our stuff and then head to the buffet for lunch, as we were starving. Luckily, Il Mercato buffet was on the same deck. Though it was quite busy, we had no trouble finding a table with a great view of the promenade. I'd heard Emma from the Emma Cruises YouTube channel say the fresh mozzarella balls on MSC Cruises were to die for. And wow, was she right! From that moment on, I had them every day at the buffet. With full bellies, we returned to our cabin.
Welcome to our humble abode. As you know, we took our first cruise about a month ago and we loved it so much we started planning this one as soon as we got off.
And from what we've seen so far, this cruise will be a huge upgrade from the first, and there are more things included and more things to do overall. What we are most eager to experience is the one thing we have no control over, but the heart wants what it wants. I'm talking about the secret speakeasy bar.
Getting in requires an invitation and there is nothing we can do about it to get one. Some say invitations are for VIPs,
Which we are not,
others say you can get one through your butler,
which we don't have,
and others say you can get one totally random.
and that's what we're banking on, so fingers crossed.
In the meantime, we're going to enjoy this mega ship that has a lot to offer.
Sail away time is set for 1800 hours. The ship will leave Barcelona and return 7 days later. So where exactly are we headed? We'll stop once in France, 3 times in Italy, and once in Malta. The World Europa is one of 2 MSC world-class ships. It's enormous. It's the largest cruise ship in the world not owned by Royal Caribbean International. Vibrant nightlife, stage shows, music performances, 24 bars and lounges, 7 pools, 13 hot tubs, and the Venom drop. Will we have the energy to do it all? There's only one way to find out. When sail away time arrived, we hurried to watch the ship leave from the promenade on deck 8, but we couldn't find our way and ended up in the Panorama Lounge one deck down. We didn't regret it though, as the view there was gorgeous, and we practically had the place to ourselves. After leaving Barcelona behind, we checked out the pizza and burger spot and played some free arcade games. One had a suspiciously similar name to Street Fighter, but we're sure it's just a coincidence.
let's give you a room tour. We booked an inside cabin and it's small but it's very cozy, it's very clean, it smells incredible, and we love the decoration. We have what seems to be a quite comfortable king-size bed. I love the headboard, it looks pretty. Also, this was a really nice touch. They left 2 towels for the pools, so great. Now let's see the closet. Thankfully we didn't pack much. As you can see, there's not a lot of space, but we'll make it work. The TV has a great size and hopefully we'll be able to watch the cooking nuns. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, check our previous cruise video. The minibar is very well stocked, but none of it is included. The bathroom is my favorite part of the cabin because it's spacious, modern and chic.
After watching the safety video and a quick nap, we got ready for dinner. Although the nap cut into our main dining room time, it was worth it. We opted for the buffet instead, and we're suckers for a good buffet, so it was no problem. Earlier, we'd booked a Celine Dion tribute show via the app, so we headed to the Panorama Lounge. This time, it was lively and crowded. We enjoyed the singer's fantastic voice with a Moscow Mule and a Caipirosca. We wondered if she'd dare sing the Titanic song, but she didn't, probably for the best. Having gotten up very early that morning to get to Barcelona and board the ship, we were exhausted. The last time we docked in Marseille, we woke up too late and missed the chance to explore this famous city. But this time, it happened again. So we decided to stay on the ship instead of rushing around Marseille. Our day started with one of my favorite vacation activities, a buffet breakfast. We loved the variety, especially these sticky buns that tasted like heaven and really tested my willpower not to overeat. I did eat 4 on the last day, but don't judge me until you try them.
That breakfast was absolutely delicious, especially the sticky buns.
Told you!
We thought we were done with the safety drills, but we received a letter this morning asking us to report to the assembly station, so we need to sort that out to continue enjoying this amazing ship.
With that done, we went to the Botanic Garden pool on deck 18. This area features a large pool with a retractable glass roof and 4 hot tubs. The water was perfectly heated in all of them, and we picked the big hot tub overlooking the city as our base for the morning. When lunch rolled around, we decided to switch things up and try the 24/7 pizza and burger place on deck 6. We'd also heard great things about MSC Pizza, and it didn't disappoint. Cheesy, saucy, and perfectly toasted. John loved the burgers and barbecue chicken wings too. The cookies were a bit overdone for our taste, but we still grabbed a couple every time we walked past.
We still have a lot to experience on board, but first, coffee. We want to go down the slide, we want to try roller skating, which is free, and we want to try the bumper cars, which is $5 per ride, so why not?
Our first stop was the skating rink. We geared up like pros and skated like beginners. John is from the rollerblade generation, so it wasn't natural for him at first, but I grew up on quad skates, but it still took a bit to get my muscle memory back. Skating in the middle of the ocean was a blast, and after about half an hour, my skills came rushing back. But why just tell you when I can show you? Tonya Harding, watch out! The Venom drop is on the same deck, so naturally we went there next. It's a spiral slide that drops you 12 decks down to the promenade. I got the impression it was a sloped slide from an Emma Cruises video, so I was surprised at how fast I went down. And John, well, let him tell you. I couldn't have said it better myself. To enjoy this sunny promenade, we ordered drinks at the Lanai bar. After soaking in the view of Chateau d'If in the distance and some secondhand smoke, we went to the TV studio and bar to check out their board games. The selection wasn't great, and the few games that caught our eye were in French and Portuguese, so we went back to our room to recharge for the evening. We booked the early show in the World Theater at the Bow. It was a magic act by a Spanish magician. We're not big fans of magic shows, but this one was fun. The theater is large and offers plenty of comfortable seats. We'll watch 2 more shows here before the cruise ends. One will be so good, the audience will give a standing ovation. For dinner, we headed down one deck and all the way to the stern to eat at Bubbles restaurant. The staff who welcomed us at the entrance made us feel very at home. We were seated at a table for 2, placed quite close to the neighboring tables on both sides. We prefer this arrangement compared to our last cruise, where we shared a large table with other groups. This way, you can chat with your neighbors or keep to yourself without it feeling awkward. We forgot to write down what we ordered, so the following dish names are made up: creamy crumbly soup, saucy mussels, Mexican delight, veal on a ship, and for dessert, Count Chocola's cake. After dinner, we went to the Masters of the Sea bar on deck 7, where a trivia game was underway. It was too late to join in, but we stayed for a while because the bar was so stunning. We were lucky to be able to book another show at this late hour, Ibiza Sinfonica, at the MSC Luna Park Arena. The show was billed as interactive, so we felt a bit nervous going in, and it turns out we were right to feel that way.
The show was interesting. We liked the second half better than the first one. It's interactive, and they mean interactive. So if you're anxious about being cold on the stage or to the dance floor or whatever at any point during the show, then don't go, because it's all the time you're waiting for something to happen. It's kind of weird, but in a good way. So we recommend it.
Every time we enter our cabin, we half expect to find invitations to the Speakeasy bar, but tonight wasn't the night. Rise and shine! We had arrived at our second port, Genoa, Italy. We enjoyed wandering through its narrow streets, with highlights including Piazza de Ferrari, the stunning Santissima Annunziata del Vastato, and a random coffee shop serving delicious latte macchiatos. Back on the ship, we got excited when we spotted something on our bed, but it turned out to be souvenir cups to use with the soda machines. Don't get me wrong, we liked them. We just assumed they were the Speakeasy invitations. For lunch, we found another buffet restaurant called La Brasserie. This buffet was usually less crowded than Il Mercato, since fewer people seemed to know about it. Sometimes it was closed and reserved only for yacht club guests. We loved the view from up here, though the glass floor hallway was a bit intimidating. A sail-away party was happening at La Plage, the open-air pool on deck 18. It started off slow, but even John was dancing by the end. Afterward, we headed to the gym for an abs class we saw listed on the cruise app. There was a minimum of 5 people required to start the class, so we ended up doing our usual gym routine instead. The gym was larger and better equipped than we expected on a ship. That night, a light show lit up the World Promenade. It was brief, charming, and pretty. We had booked a show at Panorama Lounge called Let's Get Loud for the evening. Straight up Latin music isn't really our thing, but we gave it a shot.
By far the best show so far. Great dancing, awesome singing, perfect music, and John has something to show you.
Yes, I'm so excited. I was able to get us invited to the Speakeasy bar, and I'm not supposed to tell you how I got the invitations because I was asked to keep the secret, but we got invitations for tomorrow. But for tonight, that is it.
We woke up feeling excited for both today's port, Naples, and tonight's secret adventure.
Okay.
We disembarked early to visit Pompeii, about a 40-minute bus ride from the port. Pompeii is an incredible place. We were amazed by its size and how well preserved it is. Walking its streets and stepping into various houses, still featuring painted walls and intact ceramic floors, truly took us back to Roman times. Heading back to the ship was a bit stressful since we couldn't figure out how to catch the bus home. Fortunately, we stumbled upon a train station by pure chance that took us to central Naples. There, we enjoyed a delicious pizza and pasta lunch before returning on board. The rest of the day flew by quickly. Before we knew it, it was time to visit the speakeasy. According to the instructions, here's what we needed to do to get through the secret door.
I'm here.
But the reality was less glamorous. Putting that aside, the rest of the experience far exceeded our expectations. We were welcomed by a crew member dressed in costume and fully in character, setting the perfect mood right from the start. He then guided us through a part of the ship only accessible to crew and hidden from passengers where filming was not allowed. To enter the bar, we knocked on a themed door and waited to be let inside. Once in, the American Prohibition-era vibe was spot on. Dim lighting, live 1920s music, and a super friendly crew who stayed in character. We ordered 2 drinks which are not included in any drinks package. John's drink had a smoke bubble on top that you had to kiss to blow up. I also got to kiss it, but when deciding whether to make it a French kiss, I burst the bubble laughing. Our favorite part of the evening was the second band that performed. They played great songs, and the lead singer's voice was perfect for the style. The whole night felt thrilling, secretive, and exclusive. We went to bed with big smiles on our faces. We woke up late since we decided to stay on board while docked in Messina. Although we had already visited the speakeasy, one of our main goals for this trip, there was still plenty to explore on the World Europa. Still ahead were our favorite show, the bumper cars, our favorite port, and dining at a Michelin-starred chef's specialty restaurant. A unicorn awaited us on deck 20, an empty hot tub. The view from up there was stunning, and the water temperature was perfect. Needless to say, we settled in there for a few hours. Another highlight of the day was a Guess the Song trivia game at La Dolce Vita bar. The bar was packed and everyone was really into the game, which made it fun until it wasn't. We noticed the group beside us was cheating by using Shazam on their phones, but fate stepped in when a typo stopped them from winning the game.
I don't understand why someone would cheat on a cruise trivia game, but to each their own, I guess. But most importantly, why does it bother us so much? I don't know, but it does.
We booked that evening's show, Aviation Amelia Earhart. We had no clue what it was about or what to expect. We were blown away by the costumes, music, lighting, and all the delightful chaos happening on stage. There was never a dull moment. Somehow, things that seemed unrelated, juggling, skating, acrobatics, and even a motorcycle globe of death came together perfectly. By the end of the show, everyone, including us, was on their feet applauding. After a so-so dinner at Bubbles, we headed to a silent disco party on the World Promenade. Many people appeared to board in Messina, and the party was packed, especially with the younger crowd. The party was a blast, and the host did an excellent job of keeping everyone engaged. When we'd had enough fun for the night, we called it a day. We disembarked early in the morning at Valletta. From this port, we could truly appreciate the immense size of the World Europa. Valletta is one of a kind. It is so distinct from other cities that it defies comparison. It stands in a category all on its own. Strolling through its streets felt magical, but somehow, wherever you went, it was always uphill, as if defying physics. We were struck by the beauty of St. Paul's Pro Cathedral, charmed by a tiny coffee shop tucked away on a quiet Valletta street, and even thought we had discovered another speakeasy, but it wasn't meant to be. At noon, a single cannon shot signaled our time to head back to the ship. As the ship departed Malta, it was obvious there were more people on board since some areas started feeling crowded. We had no idea the buffet would be a madhouse tomorrow on our sea day.
I never seen anything like this in my life.
That evening, we attended a karaoke session at TV Studio and Bar on Deck 7. We didn't take the stage ourselves, but many others did, singing mostly English and Spanish songs. It was a lot of fun, and it ended up being the night we stayed up the latest. Since we went to bed late, we nearly missed breakfast.
Good morning, we're rushing to breakfast because we overslept. I am feeling a little bit under the weather. The same thing happened to me in my last cruise. I don't know why. Today is a sea day, so we're very excited about that. Let's have breakfast first.
The breakfast buffet was pure chaos. It looked like something out of a disaster or zombie film.
I never seen anything like this in my life. This buffet is packed. It's insanity. Everybody is fighting to get a table. Someone cut the line on the X line, and at least the bright side is that it gave me the rush of adrenaline that I needed to enjoy the rest of my morning.
We filled our sea day with plenty of activities, and our first stop was the Panorama Lounge. There, they hosted a competition using the Masterchef branding, and since we're big fans of the Australian version, we had to check it out. They picked 6 contestants from a food trivia game to compete on stage. The challenge was simple: decorate a profiterole dessert, and then a ship's chef would score each one and select a winner. It was more about the laughs than the cooking, but we enjoyed ourselves. For lunch, we opted for pizza. Even if you paid us, we wouldn't go back to the buffet again today. In addition to the pizzas we'd already tried, they had a pesto version that was absolutely delicious. After eating enough pizza to make the Ninja Turtles proud, Cowabunga! We snuck in a quick nap in the botanic pool area. John managed to grab a free hanging bed, which felt like a small miracle with how packed the place was. How we managed to sleep through all that noise is still a mystery to me. At last, it was time to try out the bumper cars. The extra charge was €7 per car, not 5 as we had originally thought. I can't remember the last time I rode a bumper car, but it was such a blast that I made a mental note to do it more often. The speed was pretty good, and you definitely felt the impact when crashing into other cars, or when someone like John sneakily crashed into you for no reason. Okay, maybe for a small reason. That evening, we attended a musical show called Cadmo, featuring songs from various European countries. It was a good performance, especially the final number, but it didn't quite match the wow factor of the Amelia Earhart show. For dinner, we decided to change things up and treated ourselves to a 3-course meal at one of the specialty restaurants, priced at €55 per person. This brought our overall cruise cost to €1,800, 1,626 for the fare and 174 in onboard extras. We picked Chef's Garden Kitchen, which features a menu created by Swedish Michelin-starred chef Niklas Ekstedt. For my starter, I went with the salt-roasted beets served with goat cheese, berries, buckwheat, and warm brioche. John opted for the raw tuna dish, which included smoked eel, heart of palm, wild rice, and seaweed. As my main course, I had the baked Jerusalem artichoke empanada with white mushroom flakes, spinach, and a blanquette sauce. This ended up being my top dish of the evening. John selected the butter-poached black cod with rainbow chard, caviar, and horseradish mashed potatoes. For dessert, John chose the mushroom souffle paired with blueberry and milk ice cream, which turned out to be his favorite part of the meal. I went with the rhubarb almond tart, served with toasted white chocolate and birch ice cream. All in all, we were impressed by the presentation of each dish. Some flavors stood out as fantastic, while others didn't quite hit the mark for us. This dinner was the perfect way to wrap up our cruise.
Thank you so much for coming along on this cruise adventure. Join us on this video to see how our first cruise went as first-time cruisers. Until the next sail away.